Hi everyone, I'm Renz Cruz,
And I'm Jonah Encabo.
and we are here to present on the Human Development Index of Central African Republic. Central African Republic has a low life expectancy, said to have the lowest life expectancy in the world, having 53 with women having 54.4 and men having 51.7. Some reasons of the low life expectancy is that in 1960 they gained their independence from France. With the independence, they also gained political instability, which created their low life expectancy of 36.249. But since 1960, their life expectancy has grown, reaching its peak in 1985 of 49.996. But again, it dropped because of the military crisis that they are facing, which made its life expectancy of 44.061 in 2001. Nonetheless, today it is getting better, with them reaching its highest life expectancy of 53.
The Central African Republic has a low education index, with them having 0.318 in 2019, leaving them in the 188th spot out of 189 countries and territories. The reason for their low education index is that first, the population displacement, which makes it hard for them to learn because of them constantly changing to one place to another. Next is that the lack of teachers, which is about 42%, and destruction of premises that destroyed schools, which is the learning place of the children. The educational system of the Central African Republic has four levels: nursery, primary, secondary, and higher education. Education is compulsory for 8 years between ages of 6 and 14. Nursery schools take children between the ages of 4 and 6. Primary education is divided into two levels: Primary 1 and Primary 2. Primary 1 begins around the age of 6 and continues for 5 years. Then, students are tested to see who will be promoted to Primary Level 2 and who will go on to the area of vocational education. Primary level starts at the age of 11 and continues for 4 years. Students who complete both primary levels are eligible for secondary education. Primary education has traditionally had a larger enrollment than secondary. The pupil-teacher ratio of the primary schools was 77 pupils per teacher, making it the highest pupil-teacher ratio for any country in the world. This high pupil-teacher ratio can be partly explained by the fact that the 1990s state-funded education was greatly handicapped overall as a result of insufficient government resources. Despite the lack of government resources, a national education plan was launched to help fund capital educational projects.
They also have low GNI index, or gross national income index, having only $2.45 billion, leading them in the 167th spot. They also have $520, or 25,095 GNI index per capita. The reasons for this is that agriculture, which is the main source of income of the people, having 70% of their population to work in agriculture. Agriculture is hard to do in their country because of the harsh weather that they are facing. And due to their location, exportation of goods are hard to do in their country. With the insufficient agricultural infrastructures, it created alarming food crisis in the country. And after they gained their independence from France, more than 50% of their population were 14 years old and below, and most of them were illiterate, making schools non-operational, having only 21% of males to go to school. And lastly, because of the terrorists and politicians, especially dictator Francois Bozaze, which had a fear of being overthrown and lacked funding, making people and rebel groups to stay in their country, having others leave their country, making it a corrupted and unhealthy place for people to live in, an unhealthy place for businesses, creating a plunge in their GNI index, making it very low.
Some of the interesting facts we have learned about the Central African Republic is that they have the Congo Basin rainforest, which is the second largest tropical rainforest in the world. It is about the size of Mexico. Another fact is that even though they have lots of resources like gold and diamonds, they are still placed in one of the poorest nations. And the last fact is that they are very home to very rare species. And that concludes our presentation. Thank you for listening.